What's going on, all you wild Taylor Swift enthusiasts? Your wild uncles are back after the Super Bowl, and we're still recovering a few days since the Super Bowl and that fiasco, but we're not going to go into that. Before we get into that, I'm Uncle Logan Myers. That's my good mate over there.
And I'm Henry Hill, and we are back tonight, and we're going to talk about the trailers that just aired during the Super Bowl, the big game. It's always a big time of year. Huge ad revenue to get your trailer or commercial in the Super Bowl. Hundreds of millions of people watching it. So this is the big game for a reason. Big advertising, and what better way to show off the first trailers for movies than to put it on Super Bowl Sunday? And we saw a couple movies that we are very much looking forward to. Some huge blockbusters, movies that we've been following since they've been announced, and they're finally able to show some footage to us, and they did not disappoint this year.
No, this is probably the first Super Bowl I watched the entire way through from beginning to end and wild and people freaking out. But yeah, it was interesting. And the one that we were super excited for, the trailer that dropped some teasers and posters for, of course, the new Deadpool movie, Deadpool 3, otherwise known as Deadpool and Wolverine, dropped the trailer early on in the game. I think it was like early in the first quarter.
Mhm.
They dropped the teaser, which is like 15 seconds, and you can watch the full version online, which is weird. But obviously, the football game they couldn't play 2 minute long trailers. But we got the first taste of Deadpool 3. Man, looks awesome.
It does look awesome, and it looks like the TVA is involved, which is interesting. From
Yes.
Loki, of course, and our good mate, Tom Wamsgams, the actor that plays Tom on Succession, playing a character from the TVA, and bringing Ryan Reynolds and the Merc with the Mouth over to Marvel now. Really opens up a lot of doors here. It's really going to factor into Marvel making a comeback here now because they've had a series of flops and it's not looking too good ever since the OG, first phasers kind of their characters and stories ended. This new crop of characters hasn't really shaken up how anybody's wanted to, but now with Deadpool in the Marvel universe, things are looking up. And by the footage here, the trailer, it looks pretty awesome, and it doesn't give you much to go by, especially with Wolverine. It kind of gives you a taste at the end that he's going to be there, but we don't actually see his full face or hear much out of Wolverine from this. It's kind of a tease that the two of them are going to, meet up in this film, and it's going to be kind of like a buddy comedy, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't want to watch too much about this, honestly. I
Yeah,
know there's
exactly.
going to be a lot of people showing up, and this is enough. That's all I wanted to see. Just
Right.
a little taste of what they're going
Yeah.
for with this film. And of course, a few X-Men showing up, Pyro being one, and some other familiar faces, Colossus, of course, showing up in the trailer. But of course, there's going to be a lot more X-Men from the Fox universe and a lot of the MCU showing up along the way as they're brought into the MCU now and killing off the Fox universe as everybody's predicting. I'm not sure, but of course, my favorite character, James Logan Howlett, Wolverine himself. A little glimpse of that character at the end. Hugh Jackman returning. So excited for that, and of course, there was a little glimpse of Secret Wars. I don't know if you caught that in the end of the trailer, the comic with Doctor Doom on it. So setting that up, and of course today, Fantastic Four news dropping, maybe introducing Doctor Doom, which is all gonna intertwine into one with Deadpool and the entire universe happening in Secret Wars.
Man, I'm excited. It's ramping up again here. We had a bunch of bad news with Jonathan Majors not going to be Kang anymore. What's going to happen? Well, Deadpool's going to happen, and Wolverine's going to happen, X-Men's going to happen, Fantastic Four is going to happen. There's a lot going to be happening. Plus, we still have Spider-Man. Everybody's going to come back eventually in the end, even the OGs. It's going to happen. They're going to throw all the money at them. It's going to be amazing to see on screen, but it's all going to come down to the stories that they write. They're going to have to get those right, and I think that they understand that now, having messed up on a couple of these films, rushing them and putting out too many characters. Just focus on the big ones, and these are the characters we want to see. Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, he gave us a little flavor. Sounds like the same Deadpool really coming over to Disney. There was kind of a worry that they were going to water him down. I don't think they will. I think it's going to be the same old Deadpool here. And man, I can't wait to see him actually interact with Wolverine. But like you said, yeah, I don't want to see too much. I just want to go into the movie and have that experience and hopefully not have too many things spoiled because this film is going to have a lot of surprises in store.
Yeah, that's for sure. The Merc with the mouth. He already dropped the F bomb in the trailer, so you know there's going to be same old Wade Wilson. So very excited for this. Had a great time with the first trailer they dropped during the Super Bowl, and can't wait to see that movie that comes out this summer. So hell yeah. Another trailer they dropped, the Fall Guy, Ryan Gosling, in another film. What a hunk! He's the dirty version of Ken from Barbie, basically in this, the Fall Guy.
Exactly. Yeah. Hollywood stuntman. Then you have Emily Blunt playing the female lead. And it looks interesting. It's a remake of an old film. Back in the day, don't know too much of it. Never saw that one. But it looks interesting. It looks like an inside look at like being a Hollywood stuntman and everything that kind of goes into that. And you have Ryan Reynolds there playing the action star yet again. He's doing a lot of action films lately. And it looks like this one, he's going balls to the wall, doing a lot of stunts. And Emily Blunt as the actress, she's always great. And it looks like they have some good chemistry, judging by the trailer that we saw here. So it's not a movie that I'm like really anticipating too much, but it'll definitely be a movie that I'll end up watching here and hopefully, exceeds my expectations.
I see Ryan Gosling. I'll be there. I'll be at the
Mhm.
theater. I'm going to watch it. I love that guy.
Yep.
Still one of my favorite actors. Really
Yep.
great trailer. Another one that we just talked about, talking about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, dropped a new trailer. Visual effects, of course, always look amazing. The next chapter after Caesar. This is in the future, basically. And yeah, it's got a glimpse of that. And that's going to be another great movie me and you're going to be checking out and reviewing.
So we'll be back to review that. Yeah, we just reviewed the trilogy, Rise, Dawn, and War. That's going to lead into Kingdom here. The effects, this is years later after War, looked phenomenal. So I'm anticipating this movie to look phenomenal. It's going to be about the actors and the motion capture, and if they're going to be able to capture what Andy Serkis kind of did with the characters. It's going to have these characters in ape form draw us in and have us as humans relate to the characters. And, it's going to be different characters than we know. So it's going to be tricky. But, just judging by what we've seen, it looks intriguing. Taking place 300 years after that world. What's the world going to look like now that we've seen after 300 years? What's the stakes here? The characters, it looks like, a leader's emerged that isn't quite as honorable as Caesar, letting the power get to his head. So it's going to be dealing with that a lot. And this one's directed by Wes Ball. So we'll see what happens. But that one comes out on May 24th. With this trailer that I've seen, I don't want to see anymore. I want to go in not knowing much and just enjoy the experience. But it looks great going by the trailer.
The trailer they also released, another entry in a franchise, Despicable Me 4, which my son is super excited about. He loves these movies. He loves Minions. It looks like same old Minions, a movie we'll probably go see in theater. But of course, we got a little glimpse of that in the Super Bowl. And yeah, sign me up.
Despicable Me 4. Oh, I'm in. These are just really fun movies. And Steve Carell as Gru. Gru has a child in this one, shown in the preview. That looks pretty funny. They didn't really say too much about the story here, other than they welcomed, Gru Jr. to the family, and there's going to be another bad guy. And it just looks like a lot of fun. The minions are always getting into trouble. It always makes for some laughs, and it's a movie that you can take your whole family to. I know I'll be taking my son to. Can't wait. Looks fun. That one's going to come out on July 5th, 2024. So right in the heart of summer. And I expect it to be just as successful as the Despicable Me and Minion movies. They all do well and they're all enjoyable times at the movies.
Another trailer they dropped for the new Wicked film based off the Broadway musical that plays all over. Never been to it myself, but I thought, being a fan of the Wizard of Oz and wanted to check out the trailer. And of course, it looks visually, pleasing. Production set design of this film looks amazing. Ariana Grande, and then of course you had Cynthia Erivo, yeah, playing the Wicked Witch in this, and she has the green face like the witch from the Wizard of Oz, and it looks like a fun movie. Yeah, might be a movie I'd check out in the theater, but that's through Universal Pictures.
It looks, visually appealing. Not a movie I'm really looking forward to. I can't really say I've never seen the play or anything. I did notice Ariana Grande there. Looks like she's playing like the Good Witch. Cynthia Erivo, she's playing the Wicked Witch, of course.
Never made it to that. I always wanted to, but I know they played it in Chicago. but one I never got around to. So we'll get the big screen adaptation of that and see how that all pans out when that's released. But yeah, it has my interest since I love Wizard of Oz. Probably the biggest surprise for me being a huge fan of this film from 1996. Of course, I'm talking about Twister, going in the suck zone with Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, Philip Seymour Hoffman. The list goes on and on. We have the official sequel, I guess, coming out in 2024, titled Twisters, plural. And of course, we got our first trailer for this film, and man, what a surprise! Watching the trailer for the first time, it really took me back to the original film, and also a modern take of this, and then just some really great visual effects of the tornadoes.
Glenn Powell playing the main character here, Tyler Owens, a storm chaser, filmed in Oklahoma, in Tornado Alley. Really authentic looking trailer. It looks real. It looks like the footage you've seen on YouTube watching storm trackers and their trucks, their big heavy trucks where they drive and go try to find these storms and analyze them and try to get data collection. And that's really taken the legacy of 1996 Twister movie. We even see a glimpse of Dorothy. We see a Dorothy on one of those trucks where it released the little balls that flew up into the tornado and kind of measured the wind speed and all that. Well, this is going to take it to a whole nother level, where, all these years later after that film, and it's picking back up with these characters here. It looks really awesome. Of course, 1996 looked great. This looks phenomenal too. It looks like a movie that I'm definitely going to want to go see in IMAX just to feel and witness everything up on the big screen. Man, those tornadoes look wicked in those shots in the trailer. And then, of course, Twisters, it being dealing with the twin tornadoes towards the end of the trailer. That was cool too.
I like how there's a lot
With
of
like
nods.
there's like an airplane like flying in between the two of them for no reason. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of nods to the first one, and obviously like the newer cast, you have like a character much like Dusty and the rest of the cast. Bill Paxton, which would be Glenn Powell's character in this film, it seems like. But yeah,
Mhm.
Anthony Ramos in this film and a bunch of other people in the supporting cast has my interest. I'm actually pretty excited about this director Lee Isaac Chung sequel. It comes out July 19th, so sign me up for that. I'm excited.
Daisy Edgar Jones too.
It's Edgar
She,
Jones.
she
Yep.
was in Fresh. Crawdad Singh. She was in that film too. And then David Corenswet before he plays Superman. This will be a big test of the summer box office for him. He's Superman, so we'll see him in this film as well. We didn't really see
Ooh,
him in the trailer, but he is in the movie.
huh. I'm interested to see what character he plays.
And that all leads up until a trailer that aired early on in the Super Bowl. We're talking about the Quiet Place prequel, A Quiet Place Day One. This one directed by Michael Sarnowski, also written by him. And it's, not directed by John Krasinski, so it's going to be a little different. This one taking place on day one of the alien invasion here. And we have, of course, Lupita Nyong'o playing a character named Sam, and co-starring with her, Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things. He played Eddie, so that's interesting. He's getting a lot of roles lately, and this is like his first big blockbuster movie. So we're going to be seeing the two of them on screen as a pair. I'm in, judging by the first trailer. It looked pretty awesome. It's going to be interesting to see how everything happened on that first day of the invasion.
Yeah, just a little glimpse of that, but I like what I saw. There's obviously a lot more of these creatures compared to the few that we saw in A Quiet Place. So they're really feisty. They're on attacking people, so it's gonna be awesome seeing how this all started. And like you're saying, this kid's career's blown up. Just announced today he's gonna be the Fantastic Four. So him showing up in a summer movie, his first big role. Yeah, it's gonna be really setting up the rest of his career with Fantastic Four, coming out year after this. So yeah, I'm sign me up for this. I'm excited. I like the other two movies that came out, Quiet Place, like an origin story. So it'll be interesting to see how it all ties in.
Yeah, I mean that just leaves out a couple trailers that we were hoping to see and kind of, hoping that we would have caught them during the big game, but then didn't end up airing for whatever reason. I guess they're not ready to show it off yet, which is fine, but we were hoping to see, I know Beetlejuice 2 was one of
Yes.
them that we were talking about. Of course, with them releasing the poster recently, we figured that they would have had a trailer lined up, but not yet. And Maxine, there were some rumors about Maxine, the third film in the X trilogy, being shown by A24, and that didn't happen either.
Yeah, those are the two ones I was like, that's why I watched the entire game because I wanted to see the trailers. I'm like, maybe it'll come out in the third quarter, maybe the fourth. I'm like, come on, and then never did. So I was really pissed off about that. But hey, maybe they'll come out soon. We can share our thoughts on those. But yeah, the rest of the trailers they released during the Super Bowl had a great time with it. A lot of movies, great flicks coming out. We're all super excited to talk about once they're released. We can review them, reviewing pleasure, and just wanted to share our thoughts and seeing these trailers during the Super Bowl. And of
Oh
course,
no!
the scripted winner is Kansas City
The
Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs. No kidding.
We don't want to go into the
Wow.
game and piss off any more people, but we were pretty irritated with the outcome of that game. It was ridiculous. But the good part is we got some good entertainment out of it. Halftime show was fun. If you're a fan of Usher back in the 90s and 2000s, that was fun. And of course, seeing all the upcoming movies and TV shows coming out.
Yeah, it was a fun night overall. Would have liked to seen a couple more trailers that we were hoping for, but the ones that did air did not disappoint, even though you had to go online to watch the full versions. That was kind of shitty. Like they used to do it big and show the whole thing, but it's a different world. Luckily, we have YouTube, and as soon as something drops, you can see it on YouTube. So you can watch it as many times as you want over and over, analyze it, pick it apart, anticipate the movies like we were going to do. Summer movie season's going to be here before we know it, and we have some movies to look forward to. We saw glimpses of a couple ones tonight, and we just wanted to come and shoot a video about them. So we want to hear from you guys. What was your favorite trailer that premiered during the Super Bowl? Let us know in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe.
Also, check out these meatheads on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com. I'm Travis Kelsey.
So thanks for watching our video covering the trailers during the Super Bowl. We'll be back for the big game next year, where the Bears will finally win their championship after 30 some 40 years. 40 some years. Jeez.
Almost 40 years. Yeah, that's right. It's going to be Seahawks and Bears next year. I'm calling it. I know it. Chiefs are going to be knocked out in the first round. So this is your two favorite critics signing out until the next video. I'm Logan Myers. This is my good mate over there.
And I'm Henry Hill. And back to the suck zone we go. Cheese.